Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pure Ben. I recently came across an article in PC Gamer titled "The Deflating Realization That a Neat Little Game Was AI All Along," written by Morgan Park, one of their staff writers, and it prompted some thoughts and reflections from me. Now, before we get started, and for clarity, I don't like generative AI tools. Frankly, they give me the ick, but I've really struggled with articulating why that is. After all, a tool is just a tool, and that's primarily what AI programs like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and others have been marketed as. Since reading this article, I think I'm more able to say how I feel and why I feel like that. Now, in the article, Park writes, quote, that I've had the privilege of knowing that any game I play began as nothing and became something through choices, collaboration, creative problem solving, and picking up a digital paintbrush, end quote. That quote right there is the thing that got me thinking and reflecting on creative processes and the hold that AI tools seemingly have on them. You see, I get the feeling that our ability to create without input and our ability to iterate with our experiences is being eroded away by AI being perniciously shoveled on us by the companies that create them, the groups that benefit from them, and the shareholders that ultimately profit from them. I think it's fair to say that they're being crowbarred into every experience of technology that we have. You don't search Google anymore. You search Gemini or Google AI mode, or you get a Google AI summary for your search where that's available. If you have a question, you don't seek it out on the internet and or ask people with experience. You go on Copilot and you let it answer you. You don't write something and then look at it and think of how to rephrase it. You copy the entire paragraph and you place it into ChatGPT, and then you ask it to check the pronunciation, the grammar, the guide, everything like that. We don't even have spell check anymore, because true human-created spell check has been replaced by AI, which aggregates spelling from user input, meaning that it trends towards common misspellings and poor grammar. As a creator on YouTube, one of the major concerns that I and other creators have is so-called AI slop. That is, content generated with the use of ChatGPT and similar programs, made from start to finish, from thumbnails, scripting, animations or video content, imagery and voiceover content edited together with another program, and then rendered to be uploaded as a predetermined date or time, of course with AI generated keywords and search engine optimization. While I'm sure they're easy enough to find, I can confirm you can specifically find Warhammer content on YouTube, regarding particular lore, usually voiced over with an authoritative male voice model, and with frankly jank-ass looking artwork. Those with sharp eyes, ears, or broad knowledge of the subject can figure them out easily enough, as they usually have mispronounced words that a fan of the lore would just know, but a voice model can't manage to pronounce it. There are a plethora of grifters and individuals seeking to cash in on this trend with YouTube channel automation. Literally as I've described above, you can find them on Fiverr, probably on Ko-fi and other places. You may ask why this is a problem. It's a problem because it firstly erodes the trust that viewers have in enjoying content. I like to know that I'm supporting someone who puts effort into their topic and who feels like they have something that they want to say, rather like I'm doing right now. I didn't title this video to clickbait. I titled it the way that I did because I have an opinion to share and something to say that I think will resonate with the person that views this video. You may decide to continue watching my other videos and find my other content because you feel a connection with me. Maybe you won't, and that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. AI content doesn't have a point of view. It doesn't seek to affect change with creative work. It's, in my opinion, the lowest form of effort. Perhaps you're watching this video because you enjoy informational content. I certainly have done my research with sources below. All the information that I reference is strictly opinion-based or has a source attached to it, like the articles I note. You can follow that. AI-generated content can come with sources, sure, but it's on the onus of the creator to make sure that those sources are referenced and that they're correct. They frequently aren't unless they're being used as tools like they're meant to be. AI content can be wrong, but the issue is it doesn't present the information with anything other than the loosest disclaimer, which I think isn't necessarily considered by its users. I trust in people to at least mention that they aren't sure if something they've read is correct, and yet AI content is treated as true and justified by the users of those programs. More and more, I find myself contending with AI tools that I don't especially want to use and I don't feel I need to use. I write my own scripts, I edit my own videos, and I take the time to learn the skills that I need to get the desired video or creative content. Sure, I may not be very good at it, but I have a day job and I don't need the output required to keep up with the content creation rat race. I know we probably have a few smart asses waiting in the wings ready to tell me that an AI could probably do this better than I can, and I don't care. I can get better at this, and I should try to get better at this. So sidestepping just a bit, but relevant to our conversation. A few days ago, I spent some time removing the functionality from my girlfriend's laptop Copilot key. It has an actual key specifically for a Copilot search. I felt that it was utterly ridiculous, but you know what, that can't do much harm, right? It's a gaming laptop that was within our budget and a fairly recent release, so we didn't really have a choice in the matter. As she uses the keyboard for games, she kept hitting the Copilot key, which would bring up the Copilot overlay over her game and cause a lot of annoyance for her. She gave it to me to handle. I thought, easy peasy, it'll be done in a jiffy. I was wrong. The start menu only gave me the option to reassign the Copilot key to search like the Windows key or to open Microsoft 365, M365. So I moved to the registry edit, which wouldn't turn off Copilot for that key because if I toggled it twice, the overlay would then just start. Essentially, my registry edit was useless. I had to download PowerToys and remap the key for her to basically disable it as much as I could. Copilot now no longer turns on. That key now specifically turns off the Japanese language pack, which she doesn't use anyway, so for all intents and purposes, the key is now inert, and she can use her laptop the way that she wants to. And this is a big problem for me, because she doesn't use Copilot to my knowledge, and not to the degree that she'd need a key specifically for it as a shortcut. As consumers, we're being fed features that we don't need or ask for, and we're being forced to have them take up space, either as storage as part of our operating system, or physically on our keyboards and other devices. I shouldn't have to download a program to turn off a key. Copilot is a feature, it's not a necessary program. I should just be able to tell it to turn off and use it whenever I want to on an ad hoc basis. Now I want to stay on track with this video, so I'm going to take a sidestep from my rant about laptop keys and Copilot and focus more specifically on the issue at hand. Human creativity includes quirks, and sometimes it's a mess. It can be difficult to create things, frustrating even. And that's something that I have to contend with myself. My output for videos has peaks and troughs, and sometimes I won't release a video for months or even years, and sometimes I'll release several in a week when I feel that I have the energy to do it. An advocate for AI would look at that and tell me that I could cut that time down massively, increase my productivity and output by using AI tools, and maybe they'd be right. I don't want to do that. Even ignoring the very real concerns of copyright infringement, content scalping and scraping, and the homogenized output of generative AI engines, it wouldn't feel like me. My quirks and tastes make my content unique in a way that can't really be matched by anyone else. The way that I create is the result of my combined experiences and interests being used to iterate on what I believe. All in all, I think the act of creation shouldn't be treated like a production line. It should be to express something or to fix a problem, and that comes from a very human need to create and iterate. You need to say something, and the use of AI tools strips that process down to an algorithm and whatever data it can find on the internet, something that to me is fundamentally cold and sterile. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling at a cloud with an onion on my belt. Maybe I just value human input a little too highly. But I think that when you think to create something, you should try going solo first. The tools are a tool. No doubt they can be used for practical purposes like starting off code scripts and automating foundational processes. You know, basic time-consuming stuff. When they're used to create assets from the ground up to the finishing point, we're left with something that lacks a soul, essentially. I wrote this script myself, no doubt there's gaps in it somewhere, and maybe you'll disagree with me and feel the need to criticize me. You should, because it will lead to a richer experience for us both. In the article from PC Gamer, the Doomscroll dev noted in a companion newsletter that he actually created characters himself before dropping them in favor of generic generated models, because he felt like his weren't good enough. Perhaps he has a fear of criticism, and using ChatGPT transferred his concerns and offered a shield from criticism or insecurity. As I reach the end of the video, I'd like to wrap up by saying that if you ever find yourself disappointed at discovering something that you were impressed by was AI generated or AI created, you're not alone. AI creation is weird, but it makes me think that we value the humanity and struggle behind something new. If you'd like some further reading, I've left a link for the PC Gamer article in the description box below, and I'd recommend giving it a read. I've also included an article from Gizmodo regarding a Microsoft study that found relying on AI atrophies your critical thinking skills, which I think is interesting and holds some weight with the subject matter of this video. If you like this video, the like button is right there. Alternatively, there is also the dislike button. Feel free to subscribe, and thanks for watching.